What's going on, gamers? So we got some news here from Sony that is better than I guess people expected. Same here. Like I don't mind seeing that it's twice as long as we would have thought. And that's the state of play that airs on February 12th. And we got some stuff to talk about here. Definitely realizing that the way that they described it gives you a peek into certain things. And what do I mean by that? Well, it says tune in for 60 plus minutes. Hold up, man. We having an early E3 presentation here, right? You know what I mean? It's like, this is good though, but they kind of need this. I kind of feel like this is good because it shows that Sony is coming heavy this year. And when you think about what happened last year, all the way towards the end, the huge turnaround they had all the way to now, they're making a huge shift. And I told people, don't worry about them. They're going to be fine. So 60 minutes is huge. So it's not just about 60 minutes, but it's about 60 minutes of news, gameplay updates, and announcements from game studios across the globe. So this immediately makes me want to think news. Well, okay, hold on. PSSR 2? You know what I mean? And other like aspects, because they didn't just say like announcements from studios, like just games and gameplay updates. They said news. So you got gameplay updates. So it's updates on certain games. Obviously, Marvel Wolverine is going to be in there, guys. Come on. We know this. And announcements from game studios. I don't know if you guys read it, but I'm thinking something from Capcom as well. And some people were saying that they're thinking Devil May Cry 6 may show up, or the next Devil May Cry, if they even call it that. And I was like, you know what? It's been a while. That actually seems like it may be plausible. There may be some more stuff like Dino Crisis Remake. I expect to see probably something from Naughty Dog. I don't think there'll be much of Marathon because like we already seen enough of that. And then we already got the Horizon Gatherings co-op, whatever the hell that thing is, this needs to stay away from this, out of the way. Maybe they may give some update on the new Horizon NCSoft MMO and let people know if that's coming out this year, along with a PlayStation 5 version, which needs to be there day one. And they're like, you know, we changed our mind. We're working on a PlayStation 5 version, and we're going to have the PlayStation 5 version there day one. Because Sony could have a lot of first-party games launching this year. They already have a good amount. On top of that, they just got Neo 3 exclusivity launched, so that's 6 months. You got PSSR 2 around the corner. You got Marathon around the corner. You got Soros around the corner. You got Wolverine. You got Marvel. You see what I mean? Like, they got some games like this year. So it's like they turned it around. And it's good to see that because I want every gaming platform to do better. So that gives me good hopes for this, knowing that it's going to be 60 minutes. So they're going to have a lot of surprises. And when you think about PlayStation, unlike Nintendo, which is mostly first party, though, hey, they're getting that third party heat now, which is good. When you think about people in the portable world coming from the Switch 1 to Switch 2, Sony's going to be like that powerhouse balance of third party and first party. So we're going to be getting some third party surprises, probably some money hats, because this is how Sony works. It's nothing new. Historically, it's what they do. So yeah, gameplay updates are meaning that you're getting an update on something that you kind of knew about, and then announcements, obviously, from game studios across the globe, meaning they're in-house and the third party, and I'll prove that. So the new stuff I want from PSSR 2, but I don't think PSSR 2 is going to get the full focus here. If it does, there's nothing wrong with that. What I think Sony's going to do, and I think they should show it here in a sense, is kind of have it to where, you know, they usually have those little like personal interview things with Mark Cerny where he goes over the architecture and how things work with AMD, and he'll probably have Jack there on some side video before PSSR 2 comes out, which I think is close this month or next month. If you think about the Marathon release date and what Marathon was using with that 5K upscaling, I'm like, it has to be close. So I think that you would want that out for Resident Evil Requiem and stuff like that. Or maybe not, because, you know, Capcom is this cap god when it comes to optimization and showing people how to do it the right way. And we got some comments to read on this. So there's kind of some things I wanted to highlight real quick when it comes to news, gameplay updates, and announcements, and obviously what other games could they potentially show. I'm hoping that there's definitely a surprise IP that Sony has to show, like what's going on with the God of War team. Corey Borlaug hasn't shared his new IP as well either. You know what I mean? So what I was talking about when I says their first party for sure is that if you go over here to the State of Play website, so State of Play returns this Thursday, February 12th, right, guys? The funny thing is that if you go down here, it says get ready to watch over an hour of game news and updates from developers across the globe. But here is a key highlight here, guys. Tune it in for you guys. Tune in live for 60 minutes of gameplay, news, and updates and announcements from game studios across the globe. But what's not highlighted is February State of Play will spotlight eye-catching third-party, so it's going to be good, and indie games heading to PlayStation 5, along with the latest for teams at PlayStation Studios. They didn't say team or like, I know from this Naughty Dog or something. No, it says teams at PlayStation Studios. So that means first party PlayStation Studios games, indies, and then third party games from big publishers like probably Square, Capcom, and Rockstar, stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. I think Rockstar can do GTA 6, separately. But when you think about news, then obviously this is like news outside of gameplay updates and announcements. So that's why I feel like the PSSR 2 could potentially be there, and I think it should because it's going to be something massive. So that gives you the idea about that, which is why I wanted to cover that real quick. Now let's go down some comments. And if you guys got anything else you want to add in, let me know. Like, what games would you think you want to see there? Like PlayStation exclusive games, maybe a new IP, third-party games that you think Sony might be working on. Because, they always have partnerships with, like, Chinese Hero Project, South Korean Hero Project. They could be showing off the next game from maybe the Liza P dubs. They got Indian Hero Project they're working on as well, too, if you don't know about that. So I know for sure they're going to have some partner stuff when it comes to third party. 100% is going to happen, mixed in with their first party as well. And we're going to be getting some release dates on stuff. We got Dagon over here saying 60 minutes. Let's go. And then you got Porter Rock saying, whoa, 60 plus minutes here. MBG coming in 60 plus minutes. We got the PlayStation guys up in here this time for real. Shout out to Porter Rock and MBG and Dagon. Y'all like all of them. They're all awesome. Snap Blast Play. I think he says stuff. I don't know. I think he likes everything, but he's definitely an Xbox guy too. He says, I had a feeling this will be good. The last 3 or 4 years have been atrocious. So here's the thing. Like, when it comes to this, I do feel like Sony needs to make an imprint with this State of Play. Like, because when you think about State of Play historically, there are some letdowns there, but I think this time they're going to nail it. And it's going to be a part of that shift that they're doing that's going to be really good. And then it's going to increase the competition. And that should make Nintendo want to come with a strong first-party direct, because that other stuff was just getting out something real quick early in the year for getting out late dev kits and stuff like that. But we all know when Nintendo comes with their actual first-party direct, it's going to be heat like usual. They usually have really good directs. But that last one was like, I didn't care much for it. And then you're going to have the Pokemon announcements too, which we know is going to happen. So this guy says we need Wolverine gameplay, little bro. That's going to happen. I feel like there is going to be that, because I think that if GTA is launching in November, and think about it, I really think that it is, and I don't think they're actually going to be able to delay it anymore, that they're going to want to get their games out before that. You know what I mean? And get that promoted by itself. I'll probably be something like COD around it or something like that, the usual stuff. But I feel like everybody obviously is on the edge, besides Nintendo, because they don't have to worry about that when it comes to putting their game next to GTA 6. That's what makes me think that Wolverine is probably getting a little bit of double down on the development, and they want to get it out, because you got Marvel Tokon too as well. So it's like, how do you want to do this? Wolverine could be something like August or September, and that could be like October, and then it got what it needed for its initial burst. And then, they'll decide what they want to do with that. Either way, Sony's advertising GTA anyways, and it's going to be starting in the summer. So this is, we got Spider-Man 3, Uncharted 5, Wolverine, GTA. This guy is completely trolling. Oh man, that's pretty funny. Intergalactic, who knows? Maybe that might actually happen. Last of Us Part 3, I don't know. Naughty Dog did say they were working on another IP, but I don't know what it is. It says, wait, 60 minutes? These shows are never that long. Are you cooking? It's like, yeah, they got a lot to show. 60 plus effing minutes, that's a whole showcase, bro. It's like, yeah, I know. 60 minutes, I am ready. So we see a lot of people coming down here liking the headline here. 60 minutes seems to be a huge thing here. So it's like, okay, yeah, Sony has a lot to show here, and people are looking forward to it. So begging for the third game, people want that, of course. That's pretty funny. Give us some exclusives, some big titles and reveals. It's been too long. I think so as well. See, this is what people were saying. They're thinking DMC, Devil May Cry 6 might show. Sega may actually have some games to show too. They have not showed us that Jet Set Radio sequel, the Crazy Taxi, or some of that other stuff. And whatever big online game they had too. Splinter Cell, we haven't seen that. Sega may actually have a new Sonic game. This is where people get to mass promote their third-party games. So yeah, I expect to see some heat there from third-party and from Sony, and some nice indie stuff on the side, and some news announcements, or maybe PSSR 2. That's kind of like my take on this so far. Maybe Marathon might get something there, because they said gameplay updates, and they keep on like showing it off. It is close. We always know that. Soros is close too, and I think there's going to be something with that there. So I think they'll find a way to fit that all, and then it's probably why it needs to be 60 minutes long. So if you guys want to add anything, let me know. But I'm really hoping to see PSSR 2 there and for it to be a late February launch, because that would be nice. We're going to get a lot of those comparisons going. So, but yeah, I'm excited for this. It's going to be here in a few days. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. Later, y'all.